Daniel, overall, what do you think is going wrong with the defense as of late?
Just dropped my AirPods. My apologies. I would say it's just overall effort and communication. At the end of the day, it's more of a trust factor. I would say with the team that has to kind of level up for sure. If we want to at least make that push to at least get out of the bottom 30. In all honesty, but those are some of the main things that I've kind of seen. Those are some of the main things that we've talked about in practice and stuff too.
You were one of the ones that was bringing a ton of energy. It looked like even in the rough points of the game. Did you feel like your energy was contagious to your teammates?
Oh yeah, for sure. That's one of the main things that I want to do. I want to be the teammate that if we don't have any type of energy on the floor, I just come in and I just work. And then, like you said, it's contagious. It goes from one person to the next, and it helps us kind of make that push down the stretch.
The results have been so dramatically different the last 5-6 games as opposed to the 7-game winning streak. Are you at all exasperated?
With this league, it's tough to win games consecutively, for sure. Everybody's going to give us their best shot, night in, night out. They're going to give us 110% effort. We have to be ready for that, especially if we want to make that push to be just like that playoff team we say we want to be.
Can you put a finger on why the results are so dramatically different?
I really can't put a finger on it. On a night-to-night basis, I would say it's just, our mentality on coming towards the game. In all honesty, I just, it's a blur to me.
Hey Daniel, did anyone step up in the locker room just now and maybe say something after this effort, or?
Yeah, it usually is the majority of the vets. Marquise Morris, he said a lot of stuff that kind of stuck. I'm pretty sure with a lot of guys tonight, for sure.
Hey, how different is the communication now from where it was in the first 4 games when y'all were here and you were holding teams to 105 and just blowing people out?
I'd say it hasn't took a real bad downslide for sure, but it's just it's always kind of that one moment that it's everybody I would say struggles with, and that's kind of if we mess up and everybody panics. At the end of the day, we have to stay poised. So I would say that kind of leaks into the communication side. Somebody messes up, now it's okay, all eyes on me. And when it came to one of the meetings that we had before with the team, just being able to understand each other, understand players' tendencies, players' weaknesses, so on and so forth. And we just have to be there for each other at the end of the day. And I would say we've kind of lacked in those areas these last couple of games.
When you say panic, what do you mean? How do you see that?
You can just tell by the body language at the end of the day. Just watch guys. Guys hold their heads down. Guys get frustrated, so on and so forth. So.
You mentioned the trust factor.
Mm-hmm.
Explain it. How do you mean? How does that sort of manifest itself on the floor? What do you mean in terms of not thinking a guy's going to be behind you on a drive or something like that?
It's just like going into war on the battlefield. You're going out there with a lot of other people that you expect to be able to protect your back on the battlefield too. You're in the trenches, and there's a lot of things that are going to be coming towards you. You always got to have somebody to have your back at the end of the day, no matter who you are. And so with that being said, that's kind of how we put it for sure. And so once we get to that point to where we have the backside to where it's okay, I trust the guys that are behind me just in case I get broken down, get drove past, something is around the basket, or just if anybody's beside you, Every time we step on the floor, it's a fight. And you got to have all 5 guys on the same side and on the same page to really just kind of be able to withstand that fight too.
When you're going through tough stretches like this and you guys step up in the locker room, what's the gist of the message? Is it sticking together, or is there strategies, or what?
It's most definitely sticking together. But at the same time, it's the mindset on coming out night in, night out. Kyrie said it, Markieff said it. We have a target on our back. At the end of the day, we one of the best teams in the league, and we have to understand the fact that there's going to be a lot of things that are thrown at us on a night-to-night basis. Like tonight, it was just a lot of traps. It was a lot of things that wasn't going our way, and we just have to stay poised in those situations because the team that we want to be, that's the team that's going to be able to withstand those punches and then throw something back.
Daniel, I won't ask you to speak for the team, but personally, where do you go? What do you do when you need to reset, regroup, and refocus?
I just go home and try to forget everything. You can't worry about the things that's in the past because it happened even if it happened a couple of seconds ago, it's in the past. We got to worry about, putting one foot forward and not worry about the one that's behind us. We just got to keep moving forward at the end of the day. Tough loss, it's not the outcome that we wanted, of course, but when it comes to just how I deal with it is on to the next, because the next game is the most important game. We just take it one game at a time.
Daniel, you mentioned Markieff and Kyrie. You said something. Did Coach have a specific message, and if so, what was it?
Pretty much the same as Kyrie and Markieff, you know, just finding ways to stay together, finding ways to be able to come out night in, night out and playing as like a full team, you know, from the guys that start the game to the guys that are on the bench. You know, at the end of the day, it's just we want to be better as a unit, so that's what it takes.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.